Last time on Lawful Stupid, you all find yourselves back in the Grand Magus's keep, talking about going into the temple and finding the artifact. Pay attention, dear. We're making a plan on how we get that artifact out so we can put it in the cradle.
I have it.
Where did you get that?
In the temple.
I can't explain it. But what I do know is it's not an illusion.
So do we have the thing we need or not to go back in time? What are we doing with this thing now?
Does Paul touch it?
Yeah, bro.
Before you, a calendar appears. It's almost like an interface. And you're able to touch it and move it, going back several months. If you try to go it forward, it doesn't move.
I want to go back 7 years when my wife is dying, and I want to see my son before we know that he dies.
You are able to pull that memory up, and Gus, you're able to see this as well. Warning. Actions cannot be undone. Do you wish to continue?
I'm going to look back at Gus.
I do not wish to continue. Is it a place that you want to go?
If you had told me that I could come to a time temple that would let me go back potentially, no matter what is the circumstances, and then you tell my son, my wife, that I could not go back, I did not even try. What does that say about me? So yes, I do want to go back.
So yeah, Paul is about to hit the memory button.
Bonk.
I mean, I can't act like my smooch rebate's more important than Paul failing to save his son and watching him die in front of his eyes again, so I guess let's go. That was Shane, not Gus. Just to be clear.
Okay. So is that what you want to do?
Yes, final answer. I have no other. Yes, 1,000 times yes. Let me at him.
Gus, any interruption, or are you going to allow it to happen?
I mean, I'm not going to tackle him.
Because he can't. He's too small. Take that. How does that feel? Does that feel good?
I don't even know if it's going to take me with him. I don't know if he's just going to press the button and disappear and then it's my turn. I can't just fucking wail on him. He wouldn't survive it.
Well, and I don't know. Here, to be fair, Dwayne, I mean, this is what you could do on a whim. I don't know if this even lets me go back, or if it's just you just get to be in it while it's happening, and so who knows?
Shane, take your headphones off.
Later.
Paul Barrow, you select this memory and you ignore the warning. You're transported back to that memory. Set the scene for me.
Oh, dear Lord, Joanne, here we go. Man, it's a beautiful day. I'm not gonna lie, it's a beautiful day. But inside Paul Barrow's head, it hasn't been beautiful for a very long time. A lot of days are spent really just waiting on his wife Mishka to die. Her health has just declined so much, and so it's been really hard to watch Paul Babbo at the same time. And where we live, it's a very comfortable place to live, but home hasn't felt like home in so long. And Paul Babbo, is outside playing like he normally does, but if we remember a few episodes back, he loves nature. He just does. And he's chasing this butterfly around, and it's hopping from flower to grass to tree, swirling loop-de-loops as it makes its way toward this cliff that Paul Babbo has been told several times to stay away from.
So Paul's son essentially is headed to jump off the cliff.
Well, to fall. Yeah, he's just gonna be like not even.
Right.
I think even like
he's
backing up as it's like the butterfly's like hovering above him. He's backing up and doesn't even. There's no chance. He doesn't even see it.
So does Paul Barrow attempt to intervene?
I think depending, absolutely, without hesitation, depending on where I'm at, that happens.
So when you were selecting this memory, you saw your son. So I would imagine you were in range. So do you call out to him to try and prevent him from even heading to that cliff? Because I imagine like he's already chasing the butterfly when you come into the memory. Or do you try to physically restrain him? Like,
I think depending on far, I think I'm running toward and yelling "Bible, Bible" as I'm running. I'm not going to just hope that my voice is the only thing that stops him.
And so you're running towards him through this field, essentially this meadow, and there's the edge of the cliff, and he's playing. He's distracted by this butterfly, and you can feel the breeze wash over you as you're rushing towards your son, and you're shouting, and you're trying to get there. Your feet is tearing through the earth. You're stronger and faster than you were back then, and you're rushing. And you hear him say, "I almost have it," and he's like reaching up and teetering backwards. Roll me. We're gonna do a couple rolls.
Okay.
Roll me an athletics check, please.
I just want to say I don't know that I've cared about a roll in a game as much as I do this. It's 26.
Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Okay, sleight of hand. Where you at? Wait, is that yeah, it's a plus. I don't get that though. So, but yeah, I'll roll it. That's a 6.
Roll me an acrobatics check.
Whew, 17.
Paul Barrow, you find the speed. I think you might even rage, right? As you're rushing, and you push forward, and you're able to close the distance as you see Babbo fall over the cliff. And then you reach out, and you're full speed, no stop. But you miss him. And you go over the edge too. But you're able to grab, you're able to grab the edge of the cliff to hold on. So you've got one hand on, and you're like dangling, and you watch as your son plummets. What does Paul do?
Come back to me.
Okay.
I need a minute.
You can leave yours in, Devin.
Hello.
Welcome back. So, Devin needs a minute to make a decision. And so while Devin needs a minute to make a decision, Darlene, while you're watching them interface with the relic, what are you doing during those few minutes while they're interfacing before Paul selects the memory?
She's watching them because I feel like she'd be familiar with the gestures, and just making sure things are going all right. keeping an eye on Dad, because Dad is rebel. But ready to act if something were to happen.
And the Grand Magus, he stands up and he walks over and pulls out a couple books and says, well, while they're tinkering around, and he throws a book to you, Darling, and a book to Declan. Let's do some reading, see what we can learn while they just dive in. Maybe we'll find something about this artifact. More information. I don't know, but it's worth trying.
What are we even looking at? And she'll look at the cover of the book.
Yeah, it's a book about artifacts, essentially. In there somewhere that it'll reference the Cradle time. It's a couple of different editions. Fucking wizards.
Oh, what does any of them mention about 7 beings or 7 gems with varying colors?
No. What is Hold on. Go on.
What do you mean, go on? I mean, it has to deal with Cassiel. Somehow.
Yes, but what do you mean beings with different colors and images?
Oh, well, Cassiel remembered his siblings, but don't know what they look like, but they were all related to a color, black and red and a few others. She'll, wave her hand.
But you're sure it's 7 and not 6?
Well, there's him and then 6 others, so I assume it's 7.
And you see him reach out and essentially cast Mage Hand to way up on a shelf and grabs a book and pulls it back. And he starts flipping it open. Hold on. Interesting. And he turns the book open and shows you a page. And it's essentially some sketches and diagrams of the platform of the portal. Mm-hmm. And the 6 gems match the colors that you saw, with the exception of the 7th being Cassiel's.
Well, it makes sense. I would like to go back to the portal, because he did point out that the Onyx gem is for sure one of them.
But if that's the case, what is his role in this? If he remembers them, and these 6 together allowed us to open this portal.
He doesn't remember. Important, but keeps the balance of something. Weaves something. Almost made a joke that he might have been a seamster, but I figured it was a bad time.
Interesting. Grand Magus pulls the book back and begins to read. Devin, do you know what you want to do yet?
I think so.
Alright, we've got to go back to Devin to see if he's on the podcast anymore.
Oh, well, shit. Good luck!
Paul Barrow, you hang from this cliff, your legs dangling below.
He's going to pull himself back up and kind of collapse onto the ground. Dwayne, what in your world is a god that Paul Barrow might know that might appeal to his sadness, or this attempt to gain some sort of strike a deal for what, let him be the one, let me swap places? He's crying out to that. It's just kind of heartbroken and
So, I mean, you could pick from any of the pillar gods. Ryle would obviously make deals. Wynn makes deals. And Sinlor would be the most compassionate. But you could also, well, you wouldn't know Bellamere.
I think he's tossing out all the names. Sinlor, Bellamere, Wynn, even Ryle. Please, if you exist, if you are rare, if you want us to believe in you here, come to me now, in my moment of need. Take me. Save my son. And he's almost just, he does not expect an answer, but it's all he knows to do.
You cry out your plea, and your words are lost in the wind, and you hear nothing.
He will do what he did that day so long ago, and he's going to go down. He's going to get Paul Babbo, his body broken, bring him back up, and bury him. And he goes back in to tell his wife, Mishka, about what has happened.
And as you're falling back into place, you are restoring the natural order of time. You appear in front of that artifact again, with Gus across from you. Gus, it should be noted that for the briefest of moments, and darling, you would see this too, Paul Barrow vanishes in like a green flash. Like it's minor, like the flash. He vanishes for a couple seconds, and then he reappears, sweating, dirty.
What did you do?
Hey, bro. Am I just outside of the thing now?
No, you're still holding on it. Like, you were still looking at the calendar, essentially. So you were seeing the
next
interface.
Level of Inception with me.
No, you guys are standing there. They can see you. She just can't see the interface. Paul just, like, you remember the Time Lord where he, like, would blink, and it's similar to that. Paul, like, goes away and then comes back, and there's just, like, flash, and he's totally different, essentially. He's covered in dirt and sweaty, and Paul.
I think that I fall into, for the first time, showing like true weakness. Like I grab on to Gustavo and Tiny Dancer and like pull them in, and I just crying about how I failed.
So you take your hand off the artifact, right? So you lose the interface.
Yeah, for sure. And I just like to my knees, almost useless at this point, just grieving.
Declan comes over. Are you okay? What happened?
I lost him again. My poor Babbo.
Augusta's just gonna give him a big hug and be like, you had to try, bro.
But I failed again.
Well, we knew going in that, like, you can't change actions, but you would have never been able to live yourself if you didn't try, so you tried.
But how do I live with myself? And I did try.
I mean, you gotta be able to console yourself with that fact a little bit.
And he's just crying harder. No more words. He doesn't have anything else for that.
She will pat his head.
There.
Basically. She's like, what do you say to that?
Yeah, I think after a few minutes, he's kind of cried it out, and he'll just, he's kind of just quiet, kind of off to the back of this crowd as you guys overlook this.
There's like a silence in the library as you're grieving. No one knows what to say. The silence is only ever so gently interrupted by the slight turning of a page every few seconds.
After enough appropriate graving time has passed, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back to the interface.
How much time is appropriate, though? What do you think? I'm thinking like
Dwayne said 2 minutes.
Days. Oh, okay.
Dwayne said 2 minutes, so I'm going with that.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and look to a week before we went through the door.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys. This has all been really awful. I'm going to go back to like a week before we went through the door because it's going to be on fire there if I go immediately afterwards. So I'm going to like take a week, go through the woods, eat some stuff, make my way towards Prinny. When I line it up so that by the time that I go through the door, I'm making it to Prinny where I will resume my life as though none of this has happened.
But
I'm going to abandon everyone and go live with May forever.
But how did you come back if you went in the past?
There was like a green flash. You didn't see it?
Yeah, it was immediate. But like, are you gonna go back and what? I don't know, live however many moments and then green flash be right back here? How? I guess long were you gone?
47 years.
I was gone for a few hours.
Are you sure you're even going to get a week or a year?
Are you asking me? Yes. Because I'm not coming back. I'm going to live in the new timeline. Then I'll age up to this moment.
But how did you come back?
With the
Looking at Paul.
magic time cradle.
Do you take the entire object with you when you got? It looked like it was just he was gone for a blink.
No, I think it's like a door that leads to another time, and I'm going to walk through the door, and then I'll step out into this other time. That's how I
Dwayne,
choose to perceive it.
So, can I, as Palbero, I feel like I was just, like, I see it passing through. It's almost like I jumped into a
Describe
stream.
your experience as Paul Barrow.
Okay.
However you feel like it, because it's important to note how Paul Barrow experiences it is how I want you to explain it. I don't want to tell you how it works. I want you to explain it and work it out.
When I saw this vision of the past, it was like if I could see it in water and jump into the water, and at the same time, the same feelings, memories, all came flooding back. Like I was already there from the time I was there, feeling it, but I knew what was happening. And so the old me is at the home, and this me is trying to correct the event. I fail. But as I begin to go back to my wife, where I was in the original timeline, I almost lost an awareness of myself, making the difference. As if it was just molding back into the old me, combining us two together again. And then I wake up here. But I remember the hurt and the pain. But I don't remember letting go to come back here again.
Yeah, so if I use the thing and I go to a week before we go through the door, then I'll be there with my knowledge that I have with the time that I've lived. So I know that going to the door will lead to fire and death, and that leading to Prunith will lead to a year of smooches.
Unless you get molded back into the old thing and you'd forget. Like it's like it's fuzzy and combines you back again. So I don't know.
I just gotta run. I gotta run really fast.
You should write yourself a note.
You should always leave a note.
I
Like
turn
Papa.
myself. I
I
polymorph
have a flashback.
myself into a pigeon. Cast animal messenger on myself. Target May. Then I'm gone, baby.
And then, yeah.
Would you be able
See if
that's levels of magic I won't ever get. She'll like wave her hand around. It's like that's for wizards.
Yeah, I'm very powerful like a wizard. That's correct.
I don't know if
But only when it's been baked to FDA standards. Internal temperature of 170 degrees Celsius, or I don't touch magic. That's probably a lot. I don't know how Celsius works.
I feel like it won't work. But if you're gonna do it, then I'm not gonna stop you.
Okay, so like the worst thing that happens if I try to do it is that I relive the mediocre experiences of like I don't have to like relive a tragedy. I just have to like walk to this place and then watch Dad go through a door and be like, whoa, and then I follow him and then we do a jailbreak and then I'm, that's not so bad.
You hear Declan speak up and he says, Can we use it again?
Oh, it's got limited uses. Paul, did you ruin this for me? And I'm scanning. I'm going to the week before that. I'm pressing it as hard as I can.
Yeah, you go to press it, and there's like this static feedback. It's very jarring. It's like through your whole body.
Well, it turns out Cassiel's a 2-pump chump, so I can't go see my fucking wife.
Oh, maybe it recharges after some amount of time.
The Grand Magus looks up from the book after hearing you shout that.
No, I just found it. It says 2 uses only ever, and then it's done.
What? And when you look, you've seen a bunch of different facial expressions on him. You've never seen him just angry. Like, his eyes, there's almost like a storm brewing in them. What do you mean it won't work?
Yeah, Paul used the last shift. No, I'm not gonna say that.
Shrug. It wasn't me.
The Grand Magus stands up and walks over to the artifact and you guys. What happened?
Oh, well, okay. First of all, you can take the bass out of your voice when you talk to me and my family. Second of all, Paul used it. He was trying to save his family, who passed tragically 7 some odd years ago, I believe. And now it
7
doesn't work
years, 4
anymore.
months, and 2 days. Yeah.
Yep.
Now it's out of juice.
The Grand Magus turns to you, Paul, and I still think you're a crumpled form, right? Like,
He's probably, I'd say he's standing. He's just kind of like head bowed, not really paying attention.
the Grand Magus walks up to you and grabs you by the shoulder pretty sternly and says, "What were you thinking?"
I cast polymorph on the Grand Magus.
Yeah, sure. His to a save.
You don't get to shake my bro while he's having the second worst day of his life.
What's the save?
I think it's a wisdom saving
Wisdom?
throw. Yes, wisdom
Yeah, I
saving
think
throw.
so.
16.
Okay.
If he can manage it.
It doesn't affect him.
Okay.
I mean, he succeeds.
But he should know I tried.
Oh, he fucking knows. He turns and looks at you. I don't think you want to do that.
I probably morph into a panda-spotted kanga-fucking-roo, and I put up my dukes, and I'm hopping.
The Grand Magus raises a hand towards you. If you're genuinely threatening,
I'm turning into a panda-spotted kangaroo, and
roll a dexterity saving throw.
got it. Always, hey, anybody's listening at home, you know what's a good idea always? Pick a fight with your DM's favorite NPC.
Oh, yeah, that's... Well, Andy's proven multiple times to be strong.
I have rolled a 13 for my dexterity saving throw.
You are lifted from the ground. And you are thrown through the window. And you crash and crumple backwards in the realm of the Time Temple. And he turns back to Paul. What happened? What did you do?
I failed again.
Make it work again. Now!
Paul will just kind of look up. How tall again is Magus?
I mean, he's shorter than him. He's like 6 foot, dude. He's not that 6'2" or something. I don't know. He's not 7 foot fucking tall.
Yeah, I think that this grief is quickly turning to rage. It's just easy to redirect, especially now that he's put like kind of grabbed me like physically. It's almost shocked him out of that state a little bit. And so Paul kind of stands up a little taller and kind of just looks at him like I'm not the magic guy. And then he looks around at all the stuff and he goes, "Why don't you use the Grand and Grand Magus? Or are you not able?" And he will slap the Grand Magus' hand. If he's grabbed, he's going to remove his hand. He's not going to like attack him, but it's like, don't touch me. Don't need you here.
You hear Declan, hey now.
Why don't you just all calm down? You're all quick to use the hands.
Oh, I didn't hear no fucking bell! I'm hopping back.
The Grand Magus slaps the Cradle of Time off the table and storms out of the library.
Every RPG player knows that the scariest final boss isn't Tiamat, Vecna, or Orcus. Why? It's none other than scheduling a game, that foul beast. It's no one's fault they can't make it, Tim. So how do we get a game together that is exciting, fresh, and worth exploring? The answer is plainly Roleplay Revolution. Roleplay Revolution allows you to generate ready-to-run adventures in minutes. It comes complete with NPCs, monsters, maps, and more. What a hoot! Your adventures can be highly complex for even the most intelligent, or as simple as you require. Isn't that right, Timmy? Roleplay Revolution has powerful tools that let you tweak your adventure after initial creation, so don't worry about all those last-minute great ideas that you come up with. You start by just throwing out some of your favorite themes, movies, games, etc., just to get the juices flowing a bit. Want to mix high fantasy with your favorite RPG title? Well, go crazy. A mustachioed plumbing brothers and steampunk? You got it. Your imagination is the limitation. Roleplay Revolution allows you to create the game you'd love to run, but just don't have the time to write. To spice it up even more, let's assume that Tim and your other quote-unquote friends are indisposed for a long period of time. Never fear. Roleplay Revolution has an AI-powered DM named Oracle. That's nice. That will never leave and keep its time commitments. Oracle will run the adventures you generate for you. You can run the adventures solo with Oracle, or have a GM for you and your friends. It's free to try, but we, Lawful Stupid, hope you'll hear this and go for the annual subscription. If you purchase the annual subscription and use the code LawfulStupid at checkout, you'll get a whopping 20% off the total price. Head on over to roleplayrev.com and let the games begin.
Can I go catch it?
Yeah, you can catch it. You're quick.
Oh, thank God.
Diving save.
Yeah. God, just all of you, just put some water on your head. Ice. Fuck it.
Declan goes, so I can't use it?
Don't even touch it. Don't. No,
Okay.
I'm gonna figure it out. Because apparently he's mad and everyone thinks something breaks after the first use.
Boing, 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 boing. That's how the fucking Derringer lads do it! Yeah! I saw you, Pops. You were like, hey, well, we just all calm down. You don't talk to my fucking son that way. Ah! You got the dingo in you, Pops.
Cute. Very cute. Adorable, even.
I imagine he's really so small now. Like, that's why I think that, like, he's really tiny.
I have to stand up on my big kangaroo tippy toes to put my arms on your shoulders.
Declan, you know, if you were a bigger kangaroo, I could fit in your pouch.
I mean, I should be able to wild shape to a dire kangaroo, right?
Right,
Sure,
yeah,
I
that
have
makes
the
sense.
CR for that.
I believe in
I
you.
didn't see it in the list of creatures, but there's dire everything else.
Yeah, die everything else. Dire straits, even.
Yeah. Could I cast Identify and sit with this little cradle thing and figure out what it does? I still have some spell slots to figure stuff out.
And you're going to use every single one of them casting Identify on the same object.
Basically.
I respect it.
I'm gonna learn shit
So
that's
you
now
know-
together.
So you know that this is the Cradle of Time.
Uh-huh.
It is a magical artifact and is powerful beyond anything you've ever seen before. And it reeks of chronomancy. And what you know is that the Cradle of Time is a powerful artifact created by Bellamere and Aya. And the intent of the artifact was to turn back time. To go back and undo what was written. Because Aya and Bellamere knew the path they were all going down may not end well. And so you know that this artifact was meant as a safety net. Meant to undo hardships. And it also feels shallow. It feels like it's empty. But it doesn't feel dead.
Do I get how to use it?
You know that in order to recharge it, you have to give it what it used. Time.
Does one have to attune to it out of curiosity?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. She'll start relaying it back to everyone. It's a safety net made by Bellamere and Aya to fix time to go back because the path everyone's walking on is probably gonna fuck up. You can attune to it, and to recharge it, you give it time.
Like we have to wait for a little bit, or
Still a kangaroo, I forgot.
Totally forgot.
So did I.
I don't know if you give it personally or if you just wait.
because I can go get a fucking tree right now. Those things live for hundreds of years.
You convince a
We
tree.
gotta make like some sort of sacrifice.
How does a druid feel about sacrificing a tree?
Better than I feel about sacrificing my sister.
Oh, that's fair.
It's one of my accent is quickly degrading. We gotta wrap this episode up.
Gonna wrap this episode up.
As the wild shape starts to wear off, so does the accent.
I'm turning more panda-like by the second of my accent goes up.
Instead of having like kangaroo fist, you see the panda paws start coming back.
I don't know how quickly you're gonna let this out. So Paul hears this, and in his grief,
I'm
and
wearing
anger, and
boxing gloves,
frustration,
obviously.
he'll hold out his hand and say, "Give it to me."
No,
Are you-
no, we're not doing that.
Why?
We did that before. Last time, you came back real sad.
Yeah.
No, I get what you're doing. You're making a heroic sacrifice because you're all bummed out that you failed again.
I give
You
a
wanna-
year. I'm not giving all time, but I give a year.
That's enough
You'll
for
be
this
back
adventure.
with your May.
Okay, yeah, I'm into this plan again.
Smooth revenge, yes.
We can try a tree first if you want, but
I don't
Too
even.
much time.
I can cast plant growth. It's not a big deal.
I don't
Well,
know
I'm
if that's
very
how it
tired
works,
from
but
holding
we
up.
could just try.
No time.
Sure, whatever. And she'll hand it over.
Do you want to spend an hour attuning to it?
Yep.
What do you guys do for that hour?
I'm going to take use of my kangaroo time, and I'm going to be jumping
Tell me
rope.
One little wonder.
I'm gonna be a nerd and read the books that Grand Magus pulled out. See if I can glean anything.
And Declan says, be careful, Paul. I'm gonna go check on Maggie.
Oh, he lets you call him Mackie.
My pouch
Oh, he
is
hates
filled
it.
with nachos. I'm just
Declan
eating
grabs
them.
one on his way.
You got a nacho pouch?
Yeah, it's like straight up just like, but like it's
no,
in
it's
my
not your
pouch.
pouch!
There's like loose cheese and meats and stuff in there.
Oh my
Like,
god.
I mean,
Sounds delicious.
it's a little gross, but like, is it any grosser than eating
doesn't
nacho out of
care. somebody's
somebody's extended hand, which is kind of gross, but not that gross?
Yes, absolutely. Out of your sweaty skin
It's
pouch.
more like eating nachos out of
First of
your
all,
belly
you don't
button.
even know if kangaroos fucking sweat. Dogs don't sweat. What makes you think kangaroos do?
I bet they do.
Google it.
I'm
Google
gonna
it
ask
right now. Stop the podcast. Do
Southern
kangaroos
side.
sweat?
Do kangas.
I was joking about stopping the podcast. I didn't think he was going to
Sweat.
listen to me.
Yeah, he plays Overwatch while we do the podcast.
I don't, man.
You did.
Yep.
That's why you hated DMing. You couldn't DM and play Overwatch.
Yeah.
God help him, he tried.
Kangaroos, they sweat while moving and pant when exercise stops. Signed my documents.
Interesting. I don't believe
So
you.
weird.
Cite your source.
Okay.
Red Kangaroo, Denver Zoo.
Okay, so we're talking about
.org.
red kangaroos now.
Yeah.
Make an absurd
Okay.
distinction.
Listen.
Let me look at panda bear kangaroos.
Nobody asked you to
Panda
go to RedTube,
Sorry.
okay?
Red tube.
Moving on.
Yeah, I'm saying that if they pant, because dogs pant because they don't have sweat glands. They just pant to get the heat out. So if kangaroos are panting, why are they sweating?
So it's a cooling mechanism during exercise, but not in the heat. To pant.
So they only sweat when they exercise.
Yeah, and you were jumping rope.
You got me there. Well, I did say nachos after.
Rules is written, baby.
Yeah, I mean, you got me there. You got me there. There's sweaty nachos, but you can help yourself.
I do. They cheer me up. +1 to cheer.
14 for hit points. Because you ate my
Paul Barrow.
Yep.
You attune. You know, and only you know, that it's empty, and that there's this feeling that you can recharge it with your own life force. But there isn't necessarily like an instruction manual. There isn't like I'll just give a year.
Does it take the year off the back end? Because those last years can be shitty sometimes.
Okay, I want to give some intent here, and you do what you want, Dwayne. I don't know what the plan. I want to forget my son. Like, it hurts so bad. I want to forget the whole thing. I want to somehow get rid of that year. I'll do whatever role you want. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to do some cool stuff here.
No. Hold on. You get the sense that what you're doing is going to take some time. It's going to be a process. Before you go down this road, are you going to communicate to your partners? Because this is going to be a multi-hour thing for Paul.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just break it down to him that I feel good about the time being taken, but I need more time, ironically, in order to fill this device.
Have Paul explain it to them. It's important that we...
I think he's been facing a
let him
wall.
say goodbye.
And they've kind of been conversing to one another, and he's holding this thing, and finally he turns back and he goes, I have it. I will feel this void, but I will need some time. Perhaps till morning? Question mark, DM.
All right, well, that sounds great. It sounds great to me, bro.
Are you gonna be okay?
I must be okay.
So do you want to do that in the library, or do you want to go to one of those rooms that you slept in, your room that you slept in?
Let's go to one of the rooms, yeah.
Guys, I'm going to let you have your headphones on for this. Paul Barrow. You go into this room. And you have the intent of forgetting your wife. And your son. And you place your hand on the cradle of time. And you give yourself to it. Roll me a wisdom saving throw with disadvantage.
Oof. Okay. First one's a 12. Second's a 13.
Over the course of the night, Paul, you feel the artifact pull at you. Not physically. There isn't a tug at your chest. There isn't pain in your muscles. You feel things slipping away. You don't remember your wife. What was her name? You didn't have a son. You didn't have a dad. Not really. You didn't have a family. You don't remember what came before. You just remember Darling and Gus and Declan. And this pulls from deep within. And Paul, you have fought battles. You have wrestled champions. You have pushed your body beyond its breaking point more than once. You've broken bones. You've been on the brink of death more times than should be reasonably possible. But this is the most tired you've ever been. And as you feel that way, the artifact begins to spin and hum, vibrant, like when it was first put back together. And it's early in the morning, 2, 3. And you look up in the mirror. And Paul Barrow, you have aged 30 years. And you have forgotten more than you could remember. You don't remember your wife. You don't remember your son. You barely remember Declan. You sacrificed so many memories. And I think exhaustion might take over. And I think you pass out. Lying there on that bed in front of the mirror with a cradle of time, worrying. Shane, Avon, Devin, take your headphones off.
Dwayne, if I have to wait for this freaking episode and I wait and there's nothing, I'm gonna drop to Tennessee and get you taking headphones off, but just remember that.
Oh, now I haven't, and now you're gonna come to Tennessee? What am I gonna do? Be happy about that? Threaten me with a good time.
I still have a headphone in, and the answer's yes, and dot,
Alright,
dot,
cool.
dot. Go ahead.
Missy, I love you. Paul Barrow falls into the bed and falls into a deep sleep, a well-earned sleep, as the artifact whirs and spins. His room is silent other than the hum and ticking of the metronome. We hear the door handle turn. We hear the door open. A squeak. And we see the image of the Grand Magus. And he walks forward and he sees Paul, aged, exhausted. He sees the artifact. He sees the cradle of time. Finally, he says. And the Grand Magus places his hand on the cradle of time. And there's a green flash. And that is where we're going to end this season.
Oh, shit.
Well, did we win?
I think we won.
I think
Did we level up though?
Holy crap, Dwayne.
Shane, can you do the roll for humanity for us?
Yep. We're still rolling for red. Yep.
Yes.
Red, great organization, leading the fight against HIV and AIDS, worth our dollars and yours. We're going to be rolling for them, and I've rolled a 6.
Yeah.
So $6 more going Red's way. And yeah, we hope you join us.
Indeed. How does dry skin affect you at work?
People think you're flaky.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Not the answer. You don't have any elbow grease to put into it. Next.
No, last time we got in trouble.
Nope. I'm not playing this game anymore. Next.
Okay, got one. Why does Marvel advertise the Hulk the most?
Because he's so incredible.
Hulk smash.
So they have all the smashing hits?
That's pretty good too.
He breaks the box office.
He's basically one big banner.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
I like that one.
That was really good. I like that one. Next.
Do you know why it's so hard to teach kleptomaniacs humor?
They're always napping.
Stealing
Stealing the show.
thunder. Stealing. What is it?
Because they take everything, literally.
Oh, that's good. It's like a joke within a joke.
Okay.
Hair's like an onion.
What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a tricycle and a well-dressed man on a bicycle?
A wheel.
A tire.
Oh,
tire.
dang it.
That's really
it's so
good.
It's so close. It's right
Funny
there.
that you
That's
both said
really
a wheel, and then it was a tire. That's
That's really good.
Too broad of a statement. Dadgummit, that was good, Avon.
Thank
because
you.
a tire, like the way the clothes.
It's close, yeah.
Now that you explained it, it's not funny, Avon.
Yeah, now that you really did the 1 plus
dumb
1
joke.
for me, Shane, Hey, Shane,
You could sign my
that was
documents.
really interesting. Can you just explain it in fantastical terms for me,
No,
like
do
if it was like a fantasy
no,
item?
No,
Gosh.
mansplain it. They should get it better.
No, that was good with the.
I forgot. I already forgot what he said. I forgot what was.
He said, "Can you explain it in fantasy terms for him?" Which is a thing.
No,
you said
I
earlier.
heard that, but what am I explaining in fantasy terms?
The tire joke. Great. Oh, dude, now we're on 15 different layers.
Yes.
Devin, as you always say,
2 thumbs and a pinky's worth.
That
Oh,
was
my
clad in.
Bye.
He danced onto his formal garments